"11:19 p.m. She takes a tea towel, her tea towel, from over the handle of the oven and throws it in the red, white, blue bag. When the laundry is done, she should stash it back in her room. People are always using it as a hand towel, and it is not a hand towel. She tests the red, white, blue bag for weight. The strap isn't comfortable, but the bag is sturdy. Mum calls them refugee bags. She told Mum not to do that, but Mum still does. Across the green, she can see people still trickling unevenly out of the Union Bar, some of them into the darkness of the campus, others into taxis to take them into town, where the clubs will still be open. She has learnt to wait until a bit after closing time so that she can avoid walking through them with the stupid great bag. Tuesday's the best day because those are the big student nights in town and campus is always empty. It's better when campus is empty because there are fewer people using the laundry and fewer people in the darkness of the campus around the laundry. Mum noticed that when she visited. These lamps on the pathway, they all work, do they? Yes, Mum, they all work. Mum worries. 11:32 p.m. She's in the lift from her floor down to the ground. It is not fast, but it's so much better than the stairs. She hears a couple of lads from the first floor clatter down the stairs just ahead of her. Not pub drunk, but loud. By the time the lift doors open, the foyer doors are closing and the lads are already gone. Outside, through the glass, it is nothing but black. She could be the last woman in the universe. Just imagining she hears people where she expects them to be. She hefts the bag across the foyer, desolate except for its sad carpet and full bin. The doors slip open. A moment of uncertainty as she tries to remember where her key card is. She taps the outside of her top pocket and relaxes as her nails clicks on the chipped official plastic. Of course her key card is there. It's as if she summons it. 11:34 p.m. The path across the green shines yellow under the lamps, like a cartoon skyway. A small, warm breeze flicks litter and bits of student newspaper across in front of her, into existence and out again. At one point, something with small claws scurries across the luminous gravel. She hopes foxes don't start mating yet. She hates that noise. In her teens, she thought it was women being murdered. When she was a child, she thought it was a banshee. Mum and Nan's silly stories to keep her inside and make her behave. 11:37 p.m. She takes the left turn away from the library. She can now see the concentric grey-blue glow of the laundrette windows. The little row of wire mesh seats look empty. Superb. Over towards the Union Bar, a man raucously bellows that someone else is a cheeky fucker. There's a few more words, but she can't hear, and they're not coming closer. They are loud but happy. That's fine. The door of the third machine from the left is open, welcoming. She's formed opinions about the machines, and that machine is a good one. Best is second from the far right, but that seems to be shut. A flicker of paleness inside the drum. In use. 11:44 p.m. She loads the drum from the red, white, blue bag. She hopes she hasn't forgotten a sock. She's sick of forgetting socks. She adds one of the last supermarket brand washing capsules to the drawer. She wants to get through these so she can pivot to one of the eco brands. She might even be able to talk Mum into it. She does still use the eco wash function though. Feels it strikes a kind of middle ground. So 30 minutes for an eco wash. 10 3-minute word games on her phone. Hopefully she'll be back in her room by midnight. 11:52 p.m. 2 bronze levels. Standard amount of time to get herself warmed up. 1 minute into the third game and she rattles off several 4- and 5-letter words early. She treats herself to a few neck stretches. There is someone sitting down the road from her. They must have come in during her first couple of games. Mum wouldn't approve. Too engrossed in that thing, you're not paying attention, anything could have happened. But anything didn't happen. Someone just quietly came in to watch their washing, and the whirring of the machine covered their noise. It's the second one from the end. It's the best machine. Minding their business. Midnight. Gold level. Only a dozen points from master. Enough to keep her alert. She glances over at the other person, who hasn't moved since coming in. A mature student, maybe? Not so much from her build as how she dresses. A long, shapeless shawl covering her head. A tatty quilted jacket. On a night like this. Her feet rest in sandals on the curling parquet flooring. One toe hangs off the edge of a sandal and touches the floor, pulling a stretch of tight or maybe thin sock. Just in front of the sandal, something splats onto the floor. She goes back to her word game, holding her breath. She's tanked this game, but fucking hell, the woman's sitting there dribbling down herself. Ugh. She looks discreetly from her phone into one of the open machine doors for a reflection of her companion's face. The curve of the door isn't helpful. It warps the woman's face into a single, gaping nostril, and below it, a tooth, the size of a thumbnail, hanging over the lower lip. She gets a shiver as she realizes the woman's reflection might start looking back at her. She looks at the floor. The blob of fluid, like a phantom fried egg. Why can she see the woman's toenail through the sock? There is no sock. The membrane between the toes is skin. 12:07 p.m. The machine clunks into spin cycle, the whir advancing to a grind. The other woman's machine continues to rotate almost calmingly, existing in a different, more placid dimension. She stares at it, anything to avoid looking at the woman again. Folds of wet fabric and strands of bubbles. And then there's a face, little, shimmering bubble eyes, and a long, moaning mouth. The machine whines and builds into a thin scream, and even though the machine judders a little, the face doesn't move until suddenly it's snatched back into the depths of the drum. In the corner of her eye, something has moved. The woman's head. The woman's head has turned towards her. For some reason, she remembers a story her mum once told her. A story her mum had been told by her mum before her. Some horrible country story about old women washing clothes in streams and how that meant someone was going to die. There was a way that you could find out who was going to die, but she can't remember it now. She doesn't know why you'd even want to find out. Was the person who died the one who saw this washerwoman? That felt too straightforward. Was it someone they knew? Someone nearby? Could she text Mum and find out? No, she couldn't. That would make it horribly real, and Mum would ask why she was asking. She thinks the woman may have turned away from her, but she doesn't want to check. It could have all just been a trick of the vibrations, making her eye jelly shake and causing her to see things. Or she'll turn and somehow the woman will appear in the seat right next to her, face to face. No. 12:15 p.m. She has been staring at her machine, willing it to finish, every second hoping she won't see the woman turn back to her or start to chuckle. It doesn't normally take this long. Time has gone wrong. She can't bring herself to look at the timer. It'll ping back to 15 minutes. She knows it. The door pops, and in seconds she has filled her bag and is leaving the laundrette back along the golden path to her halls. In one of the reflections of reflections in the laundrette window, she swears the woman is suddenly standing up and up, raising her arms. The bag, even heavier now with water, bounces awkwardly against her and swings in front. She trips over it, off the path and into the void, and something drapes and clings across her back. It's one of her shirts. Looking round, she can see down the path all the way to the laundrette. There is no one. From the Union Bar, she hears a howl. Someone has playfully pushed a friend, and the friend has fallen over a wall. The friend is splayed, half in the light from the bar. Their neck is broken.